Hey guys, it's me, Simon Comics, and this is the start of a new series. Now, this series is Throwback Thursday. Instead of doing New Comic Book Day Wednesday, I will be reviewing a old comic book, giving you a quick summary and some art highlights of the book. Now, this it will occur every Thursday, once a week and every month. And this week we have Fighting American issue number 1 from 1954, April-May 1954, and this is by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Now, for the month of November 2018, I will be doing Fighting American books. This is to celebrate my 100 subscriber contest, in which I will be giving away this Fighting American hard trade paperback, and this is from Marvel Comics 1990. There will be 2 prizes, so I suggest you go check it out. So the month of November, like I said, we will be reviewing Fighting American comics. Now, a great comic from Prize Group, and Fighting American, great character from the Cold War. So the first story is First Assignment: Break the Spy Ring. So basically, what happens is we meet 2 characters. Their names are Johnny Flag and Nelson Flag. Now, these 2 characters will be very important, and the antagonist for this first story will be Peter Piper, and he is a villain. So he's involved with a corrupt opera house and an organization. So basically, Johnny Flag, he is a big-time news reporter, and Nelson Flag, his brother, is a little nobody, and he's not very heroic. And Johnny Flag is on TV. He's very symbolic to the people, and he's always telling them to do good. And Peter Piper and them order a strike on Johnny, and Johnny is killed. And Johnny did serve in the military before, so they find Johnny, and the FBI's Secret Service, whoever, calls in Nelson and escorts him to a special building in Manhattan. And they show him that Johnny's dying, and that they offer him this one-time chance that they want to honor Johnny in. So Nelson agrees to do anything to save his brother, and they put him in a seat, which I will be showcasing in the art highlights. And they put him in a seat, and he's transformed into his brother's body. So now Nelson does not exist anymore, and he's now Johnny Flag. So he returns to the radio, same voice, same body, same face, and he returns to the radio. Peter Piper is shocked. They order a hit on him again, so they called Johnny at the studio, and they order him to come by, and he's coming by alone. But what they don't know is that now he is Fighting American. So Fighting American, he breaks through the window, and he beats them all up, and he saves the day. This was just a quick summary of the first story. Now, there are 3 stories in here. There's the second assignment is Baby Buzz Bombs, and the third assignment is Duel Race to the Finish Line. So there are 3 great stories in this one book. This book is kind of hard to find, especially in the high, this I would say is mid-grade, but still presents very well besides that little corner down there. So now on to the art highlights. So we have the splash page, which is great. I will be inserting a picture right now. So splash page is beautiful. We see the top part with Fighting American breaking in and punching them. So that's a splash page. That's one art highlight that I wanted to show off. And another highlight is page 7. Now, page 7, we see Nelson Flag, who's on the left of the chair, and Fighting American, who's on the right. And just great coloring and inks. It just really sets the mood for it's almost a dangerous operation, but it's also very hopeful with the colors and everything. And I like seeing the perspective of the hands. And the few boxes before that, seeing the scientists and everything. Next, we have page 9. So page 9, we have, I really like seeing Fighting American holding onto the window upside down. And this is actually, if you look closely, the white marks show Fighting Americans leaping in through the next panel through the windows. And we have the big crash effects. He's came in, kicked everyone down, and just the way he grabbed one of the corrupt guys their face is just great. and he pushes him through the wall. And in that panel, in the next panel, it says, "All right, Mystery Man, this is the end of the line." Now, when I read this, I did think of the recent Captain America movies, the end of the line, pal. And I actually thought that that was pretty sloppy artwork to the left of Fighting American with the guy like that's not even the face. But what I realized was that's the bottom of their chin. That's the bottom of their face. His face is actually stuck inside the wall. So that was great. In the bottom left panel, we have Fighting American jumping up and kicking and punching two guys. So the name is Fighting American, does a leap, and just wanted to bring this up again that a lot of these figures, you don't see this type of art in the later Kirby work. And this is because this layout was done by Joe Simon. And Joe Simon, he was the boxing cartoonist in the Syracuse Times. And he was just doing all the boxing. So the layouts were more athletic, more dynamic. We had more flips and kicks and jumps. And just the way he drew things were different. So that's why when you see Captain America in the 60s and Spider-Man in the 60s, it just looks very different. The superheroes, the human anatomy and everything. And that's one of the reasons why Stanley rejected Jack Kirby's Spider-Man besides the cover, and he said he drew him too muscular. So this was Throwback Thursday, Fighting American issue number 1. Stay tuned for next week's. Next week we will be reading Fighting American number 3. Now, I am thinking about just doing the first story or the main story of each issue, because if I had to do all three, it'd be 3 times this long, and I think about 8 minutes is just enough. And so, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week when we go over Fighting American issue number 3, a great classic issue. So, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this new series, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.